guys, today we are going to read out of Luke chapter 2, verses 41 through 52. This is Jesus and his parents at the Passover. It says, Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover. And when he was 12 years old, they went up to Jerusalem after the custom of the feast. And when they had fulfilled the days, as they returned, the child Jesus tarried behind in Jerusalem, and Joseph and his mother knew not of it. But they, supposing him to have been in the company, went a day's journey, and they sought him among their kinfolk and acquaintances. And when they found him not, they turned back to Jerusalem, seeking him. And it came to pass that after 3 days they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the doctors, both hearing them and asking them questions. And all that heard him were astonished at his understanding and answers. And when they saw him, they were amazed. And his mother said unto him, Son, why hast thou thus dealt with us? Behold, thy father and I have sought thee sorrowing. And he said unto them, How is it that ye sought me? Wished ye not that I must be about my father's business? And they understood not the same which he spake unto them. And he went down with them, and came to Nazareth, and was subject unto them. But his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus increased in wisdom and stature, and in favor with God and man. Now, can you imagine going on a trip with your parents from Nazareth to Jerusalem? I done some math, and it would have been 90.8 miles between Nazareth and Jerusalem. Keep in mind, this wasn't in an air-conditioned vehicle. They were on a donkey. I'm sure it didn't smell the best. Flies was buzzing, and this was during the Passover. And I done some studying on that. During the Passover, at this time of month, it would have been at least 80 degrees. Now, it was a Jewish custom to get together at Passover. Jesus wasn't Joseph and Mary's only child. Do you know they had 6 other children that the Bible speaks of? In Matthew 13:55 through 56, it says, Is not this the carpenter's son? Is not his mother called Mary, and his brethren, James and Joseph and Simon and Judas, and his sisters? Are they not all with us? Whence then hath this man all these things? Now, it speaks James, Joseph, Jude, and Simon. That's 4 brothers. And it speaks of sisters, plural. So, that was another interesting fact. During the Passover, it would be very crowded. Jesus, his 6 siblings, and a bunch of others that would have been a handful to have to keep after. Now, the Passover had wound down, and they had started to make their way back home. Remember, that would have been 90.8 miles. The Bible says that they had went a day's journey away from Jerusalem before they realized that Jesus wasn't with them. Can you imagine the fear that Mary had and must have felt? I just lost God's son. He was 12 years old, in the middle of thousands of people. Joseph and Mary had to leave everyone they were traveling with and turn back toward Jerusalem. So altogether, that would have been 3 days' journey for them. That their 12-year-old son, they had to go back and get him. I'm sure that Mary probably feared the worst. The Bible said she located him in the temple, sitting with doctors, asking questions. That was a good point, too. Jesus had questions, Mary confronted Jesus and asked and said, Son, she said, you scared us to death, and was crying. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Then Jesus answered her and said, How is it that ye sought me? Wished ye not that I must be about my Father's business? I think then Mary realized that Jesus was going to be a different kid to raise. and was definitely going to be about his father's business. I just thought that that was some neat, interesting stuff. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked it, please hit the like button, and I will be doing one of these videos every Tuesday, so if you would like to see them, subscribe. Thanks. Bye.